Have you ever sat in silence, the world around you calm, yet inside your head there is a storm? Endless questions, memories replaying, worries about tomorrow stacking one over another. And you wonder, why can't my mind rest? Why am I always overthinking? Why does peace feel so far? Buddhism asks the same question, not to confuse you, but to open your eyes. Buddhism asks, why do we suffer? Why do we chase clarity and yet end up in confusion? Why do we search for peace and end up entangled in worry? Buddhism answers with clarity. Buddhism answers with truth. Buddhism says, we suffer not because life is cruel, but because we cling, we crave, we grasp at what cannot last. And in this grasping, we create our own prison. Let me share with you a story that echoes across centuries, a story of the Buddha and a grieving mother named Kisa Gotami. Her only child had died, her heart torn apart, and she came to the Buddha begging for a cure. The Buddha told her, "Bring me a mustard seed from a household untouched by death, and I will heal your child." Desperate with hope, she went house to house, but in each home she heard the same truth. Every family had lost someone, every house had tasted death, and in this realization she broke down. But then something shifted. She understood her pain was not hers alone. She saw suffering as part of human life. And in that clarity, she began to let go. She found acceptance, and in that acceptance, the seed of peace sprouted in her heart. This is not a tale of the past, it is the reflection of your own restless nights, your endless overthinking, your heavy chest, your tired eyes. You too have asked, why me? Why do I suffer? Why does my mind never stop? Buddhism tells you the problem is not your thoughts. The problem is believing every thought. The problem is clinging to them as truth. And the more you fight them, the more they grow. Like trying to stop waves with your hands, the agitation becomes unbearable. This is the problem, this is the pain, but here is the solution: awareness, clarity, letting go. Buddhist teachings say thoughts are like clouds drifting, feelings are like weather passing. They arise, they stay for a while, then they vanish. But you, the awareness, the sky, remain. Attention sharpens as you hear this. You realize you are not your thoughts. Interest grows as you learn. Buddhism is not abstract, it is practical. Desire rises when you imagine living without this endless noise, a mind clear like still. Water, a heart light as the morning breeze. An action begins when you take the first step, when you choose to practice, to stop being dragged by the storm, and to see the sky beyond it. Let us practice right now, not tomorrow, not later, but now. Close your eyes gently, let your shoulders relax. Feel the weight you have been carrying and release it. Take a slow breath in. Feel the air entering your body, cool, calming, and as you breathe out, feel the tension leaving. Feel the noise dissolving. Say silently, "This is my moment of peace." Again, inhale deeply, filling your lungs. Feel your chest rise. Hold for a moment, then exhale slowly. Feel the release and whisper, "I am free." Thoughts will still come. They may whisper about yesterday. They may shout about tomorrow, but do not chase them. Do not fight them. Just let them pass. Like clouds drifting across the sky. The sky does not chase clouds. The sky remains vast, clear, unbroken. This is your true mind, Buddhism says, vast and luminous, unshaken by passing storms. Think of overthinking now as the restless monkey mind jumping endlessly, but see that you are not the monkey, you are the forest in which it jumps. The forest remains even as the monkey leaps from branch to branch. Buddhism teaches impermanence. Everything changes. Even your worst thoughts will fade. Even your heaviest pain will pass. No suffering lasts forever. No storm rages endlessly. If you can see impermanence clearly, you begin to hold things lightly. You begin to release the tight grip. And when the grip loosens, peace flows in. You may say, but I cannot stop my thoughts. And Buddhism replies, you do not need to stop them. You only need to stop identifying with them. Imagine you are sitting by a river, watching leaves float by. Each leaf is a thought. You do not jump in, you do not grab each leaf. You sit on the bank, you watch them pass, and the river flows. This is meditation, this is clarity, this is Buddhist practice. So let us continue the meditation. Feel your breath again. Inhale softly, exhale slowly. Notice the pause between breaths. In that pause, there is silence. In that silence, there is peace. The mind may wander, but gently bring it back to the breath, to the pause, to the stillness. Each time you return, you strengthen awareness. You polish the diamond of clarity hidden beneath the mud of thought. This is the gift of Buddhist teachings. They do not promise a life without pain. They promise a way to see pain differently, to transform it, to use it as a teacher, not a prison guard. Now, as you sit breathing, reflect. Suffering is not your enemy. It is your guide. Overthinking is not proof of weakness. It is a sign that your mind is hungry for stillness, for clarity. Buddhism offers 3 core teachings to help you: impermanence, mindfulness, compassion. Impermanence shows you that no thought, no pain, no joy is permanent. Mindfulness anchors you in the present, reminding you that peace exists only here, not in yesterday or tomorrow. Compassion softens your heart, untangles the knots of anger and fear, and opens the door to freedom. Together, these Buddhist teachings are a lantern in your darkness, showing you that clarity is not a dream, it is within you, waiting to be uncovered. Stay with me, because in the next part, we will dive deeper into these 3 Buddhist teachings. We will see how to apply them step by step, and we will practice again. This time going deeper into guided meditation so that you not only hear, but taste peace, feel clarity, and begin to live with a mind free from endless overthinking. Now that you have begun to see through the storm of thoughts, let us go deeper. For Buddhism does not stop at telling you suffering exists. Buddhism gives you tools, living teachings, 3 Buddhist teachings that shine like jewels in the dark. Cave of Overthinking, 3 keys that unlock the doors of clarity. The first we touched is impermanence, the second is mindfulness, and the third is compassion. Each one essential, each one transforming the way you see, the way you breathe, the way you live. Let us begin with mindfulness, for overthinking is nothing but the habit of leaving the present, wandering into yesterday's regrets and tomorrow's fears, but never resting in now. Buddhism says, the only place peace can exist is the present moment, nowhere else, not in the past, which has already gone, not in the future, which has not yet come, but here, in this breath, in this step, in this moment. Imagine you are drinking a cup of tea. Usually your mind is already gone, chasing work, replaying conversations, worrying about tomorrow. But Buddhist practice says, stop, feel the warmth of the cup in your hand. Notice the aroma rising, taste the tea slowly, fully, and in that simple act, overthinking pauses, clarity returns. This is the teaching of mindfulness. It is not mystical, it is practical. It is remembering to live in the only moment you ever truly have, now. Attention awakens when you notice how much of your life you have missed by not being present. Interest deepens when you realize Buddhism offers a path back home. Desire grows when you imagine living fully awake, savoring each moment. Action begins. When you commit right now to bring your mind back to the breath, to the step, to the smile, let us practice together. Sit comfortably, close your eyes softly, Breathe in slowly as you inhale. Whisper silently, here. As you exhale, whisper. Now again, inhale. Here, exhale. Now, notice how the simple act of naming anchors your mind. Notice how the storm quiets as the anchor drops. Thoughts will still arise, memories, fears, but you no longer drift with them. You remain grounded, present, awake. This is mindfulness. This is Buddhist wisdom in action. This is clarity found not in thinking more, but in thinking less, in seeing directly. The third Buddhist teaching is compassion. And you may wonder, what does compassion have to do with overthinking? But look deeper. Many of your restless thoughts are judgments of yourself. I am not good enough, I failed, I am weak. Or judgments of others. They hurt me, they betrayed me, they do not understand. These thoughts loop endlessly because the heart is hard, because forgiveness is absent, because compassion has not entered. Buddhism teaches that compassion softens the knots of the heart, untangles the threads of anger, melts the ice of shame. When you look at yourself with kindness, you begin to release the whip you use against your own mind. When you look at others with compassion, you begin to release the chains of resentment that keep you bound. Imagine this clearly: a heart without anger, a mind without self-hatred. How light it would feel, how free, how clear. This is the Buddhist path. Clarity is not only the absence of thought, it is the presence of love. Attention rises as you realize judgment is fueling your overthinking. Interest grows when you see compassion is the medicine. Desire comes when you imagine forgiving yourself and breathing freely. Action begins when you practice compassion, right here, right now. So let us practice guided meditation again. Close your eyes, place your hand gently on your heart, breathe in softly, say silently, may I be free from suffering, breathe out slowly, may I find peace, again breathe in, may I be gentle with myself, breathe out, may I be free, now bring to mind someone you love, breathe in, may you be free from suffering, breathe out, may you find peace, then bring to mind someone neutral, someone you do not know well, breathe in, may you be free, breathe out, may you be at peace, and finally, even bring to mind someone who has hurt you, and whisper, may you be free, may you find peace. For compassion does not mean condoning. It means releasing your own chains, means clarity through forgiveness. This is Buddhism alive in you. This is the transformation of suffering into light. Now reflect. Overthinking thrives on clinging, on forgetting the present, on judgment. And Buddhism gives you impermanence to release clinging, mindfulness to return. To the present, compassion, to dissolve judgment, 3 teachings, 3 antidotes, 3 paths to clarity. If you do not practice, the cycle continues, the storm grows louder, the nights remain sleepless, the mind remains heavy. But if you take even one step, one breath, one act of compassion, the cycle begins to break, clarity begins to shine. This is the conditional truth. If you remain asleep, suffering will rule. If you awaken, peace will return. So here is the invitation. Let us walk this Buddhist path together, not alone. For Buddhism is the way of Sangha, of community, of shared light. Subscribe, like, share, not because the numbers matter, but because peace spreads, because the candle of Buddhist wisdom lights another candle, because one flame becomes many and the darkness fades. Share this teaching so that someone lost in overthinking may find rest, so that someone drowning in sorrow may breathe again, so that together we create a circle of clarity, a world of compassion. Remember, the mind that overthinks will not stop. By itself, it will not slow down if you ignore it. But if you practice Buddhist teachings, if you embrace impermanence, mindfulness, compassion, then clarity is not far. It is already within you, waiting for you to open the door. Do not wait until tomorrow. Do not say later. Begin now, with this breath, with this moment, with this choice. And let me leave you with this blessing. May you be free from endless overthinking. May you be clear as the morning sky. May you be gentle with yourself and others. May you find peace not only today, but every day. And may Buddhist teachings guide you home. This is not the end, this is the beginning of living awake, the beginning of living with clarity, the beginning of living with peace. So take this step, breathe this breath, and let us continue the journey together.